just busy, I whispered to my phone for the 10th time, even though the screen still said no service. Ethan, call me. Please, just call me. Mia sat on the edge of my bed and crossed her arms. It's midnight. He promised he'd pick you up at 7. Traffic, I said, or his phone died. You know him. You know him better than anyone, she replied. That's what scares me. I ignored her and kept calling. The tone went from ringing to nothing. I stared at the clock like it could answer me. Mom says I'm dramatic, I added. She thinks I should sleep. Mia's voice softened. Your mom also thinks the internet breaks hearts. That doesn't make her right. I grabbed Ethan's jacket from the chair and pressed it to my face. He smells like rain and coffee. He can't just disappear. People disappear every day, Mia said. They don't always come back. I stood up. I'm going to his place. In this weather? I don't care. Take an umbrella. Not if he didn't, I snapped, and ran into the rain like it was chasing me. The bus was late. My shoes filled with water. I kept talking to my phone as if Ethan could hear me through the dark. I'm coming. Don't be mad. I'm just scared. Please don't be gone. When I reached his building, the lights in his apartment were off. I knocked until my knuckles burned. Ethan, open the door. I kicked the mat aside and peeked for the spare key. Gone. An old man opened the door across the hall. Wrong floor, he asked. No, I said. Is Ethan home? He shook his head. Moved out this morning. I laughed because it felt safer than screaming. That's not funny. I'm not joking, he replied. Truck came. Boxes. Noise all day. My world tilted. Where did he go? The old man shrugged. Didn't ask. I slid down the wall and hugged the wet jacket to my chest. He forgot me, I told no one. Mia called. I answered without breathing. He moved, I said. He moved like I never existed. I'm coming, she said. Stay put. I didn't. I went home soaked and shaking. My mother met me at the door with a towel and panic. Baby, what happened? He's gone, I said. Say he's not gone. She pulled me into her arms. I'm here. That's not what I asked. Mia arrived and slammed the door behind her. Tell me everything. They said he moved, I whispered. Moved. Mia clenched her fists. Then he didn't love you the way you loved him. I snapped. Don't say that. Say what? She shot back. The truth. My truth is he's coming back, I said. He promised. Mom touched my hair. People break promises. Not him, I said. Never him. I sat up all night with my phone on my chest like an extra heart. Every buzz was hope. Every silence was a knife. Morning came like an insult. I called his work. No answer. I texted his friends. One read my message and said nothing. I went outside again. The rain had quit. My crying hadn't. At noon, my mother brought soup. You need strength. I need Ethan. She sighed. I lost someone once too. This isn't your story, I snapped. She flinched and nodded. You're right. Weeks didn't pass. They crawled. I checked my phone in the shower, in line, in dreams. When it rang, it wasn't him. When it didn't, it was worse. Mia tried to distract me. Let's watch something. I can't, I said. What if he calls? He will if he wants to, she replied. I hugged the jacket until it faded from him to nothing. He wants to, I insisted. Something stopped him. Mia whispered. Maybe it was you. I slapped the couch between us. Take it back. She leaned forward. I can't take back what's already true. I cried into my hands and spoke through pain. If I was the problem, he would have told me. Or he was too weak, she said. I stood and yelled. He is not weak. Mom raised her voice for the first time. And you are not invisible. I went quiet. My heart made a sound like glass. That night, I texted Ethan one last time. I don't know where you are. I don't know why you left. But I'm still here. I will be until you tell me not to be. The message stayed delivered. Not read. Not loved. Just floating in the dark. And so did I. I slept with the light on and the jacket over my face. I prayed to a man who wasn't holy and a boy who wasn't coming home anymore. Even morning felt like a lie to me. Smile, Mia whispered as she fixed my collar. Just try. I am smiling, I said. She tilted her head. No, you're wearing your face like a mask. At work, people asked questions I didn't answer. How are you? Did you move yet? Still waiting on him? I nodded. I lied. I kept my mouth busy with coffee so my heart wouldn't fall out. Every ring of my phone hurt. Every silence hurt worse. At night, I slept with my phone in my hand like it might vanish too. Mom knocked one evening and sat beside me. "You haven't eaten." "I'm not hungry." "You're shrinking." "So did my life," I muttered. She reached for my hand. "Talk to me." I pulled away. "About what?" "He's gone." "That's it." "No," she said softly. "That's not it. That's the start." I stared at the wall. "Don't be poetic. It won't bring him back." Silence stretched between us like a fault line. Then I broke. "He promised me forever," I cried. "He said my name like it was safe. He kissed my forehead like it was home." Mom held me as I shook. Broken people make beautiful promises. Not all of them plan to keep them. That night, Mia slept on my floor. "Do you miss him?" she asked. "I miss who I was when I believed him," she whispered. "That girl is still here." I laughed through tears. "Where?" "Hiding under his jacket." Days became routines I didn't remember starting. Alarm. Work. Smile. Bathroom tears. Smile again. I flinched at couples holding hands. I avoided his name in conversations like it was poison. Then Ryan appeared. He handed me a folder and said, "You're proofreading the wrong file." I blinked. "I am." "Yes. And you've been doing it all morning." I exhaled. "Sorry." "No problem," he said. "You want coffee?" "I want sleep," I replied. "That comes after coffee," he smiled. He didn't ask why my eyes looked empty. He didn't push. He just sat beside me in the break room like it was normal to share silence. Later he said, "If you ever want to talk, I'm not bad at listening." "I'm bad at talking," I said. "Then we'll trade," he replied. "I'll listen forever." I almost cried right there. That night, I held my phone and whispered, "Ethan, say something." Anything. Nothing. Weeks slipped into months. Seasons changed without asking me. One day I realized I hadn't checked my phone in hours. That scared me more than longing ever did. Mia noticed too. "You didn't look at it during dinner." "I forgot," I said. She smiled carefully. "That's not forgetting. That's healing." I shook my head. "No. It still hurts." "Healing doesn't mean no pain," she said. "It means the pain stops running your life." Later, Mom hugged me and said, "I hear you breathe at night again." I frowned. "I always breathed." "No," she said. "You survived. Now you're living." One evening, Ryan walked me to my car after work. "You okay?" he asked. "I don't know how to answer that." "Then let me answer for you," he said. "You're here. That's enough for now." I stared at him. "You're strange." "Yes," he agreed. "But honest." I looked at my phone on the seat and pushed it into my bag without checking. Ryan smiled faintly. "Progress." "It's not a win," I murmured. "It's a breath," he answered. "And you need those." That night, I didn't clutch my phone. I slept. And when I woke up, for the first time in months, my first thought wasn't Ethan. It scared me. And it freed me. Slowly, quietly, something new stepped into the empty space he left. It didn't rush. It didn't promise forever. It just stayed. "Did you eat?" Ryan asked on the phone. "Yes," I lied. "Tell me what." I paused. "Toast." "That's food," he said gently. "Barely." "You're not my doctor," I replied. "Good," he said. "I'd overthink everything." When I cried, he didn't rush. He didn't offer solutions. He just said, "I'm here," like it was an answer, not a sentence. One night, I whispered, "Do you ever get tired of me being sad?" "No," he said. "But I'd get tired of pretending you're not." I laughed weakly. "That's not fair." "Neither is heartbreak," he replied. Sometimes I caught myself measuring him against Ethan in ways I hated. Ethan made my heart feel like a storm. Ryan made it feel like evening. I felt guilty for loving the quiet when I had once begged for thunder. Ava invited me out one afternoon and said, "I know you're scared of women with gentle voices." I blinked. "What?" "You flinch when I compliment you," she said. "Like you're waiting for the trick." There's always a trick, I muttered. She shook her head. Not here. We drank cheap lemonade in the park and watched kids chase pigeons. Ava told me childhood stories and said, I like the way you laugh when you're not worried. I didn't know I did that, I said. You do, she smiled. And it's beautiful. One evening, Ryan and I sat in his car after dinner. The radio was low. The world felt far. I'm afraid of love, I said without thinking. He nodded. That makes sense. I don't want fireworks, I confessed. I just want quiet. He smiled. That's my favorite kind of love. What if I'm not enough? I asked. He didn't answer for a moment. Then he said, I don't want enough. I want you. I looked at him surprised. That's a dangerous sentence. So is I love you, he replied, grinning. I didn't say that word back. Not yet. Weeks passed without me checking my phone every hour. Ryan always called when he said he would. When he was running late, he warned me. When I was sad, he listened. When I cried, he stayed. And somehow, that scared me more than disappearing ever had. One quiet night, he took my hands and said, I don't want to rescue you. I frowned. Then what do you want? To build with you. My chest tightened. I don't know how to do that. That's okay, he replied. We'll learn. A month later, he led me to the rooftop of his building with 2 cups of hot chocolate. This is not a movie, I said. Good, he answered. No pressure. He didn't kneel. He just held my hands and spoke like a man with nothing to prove. I won't promise forever like it's easy, he said. I won't disappear and call it destiny. I won't lie to you to sound brave. But I will stay. On hard days. On boring days. On days you push me away. I stopped breathing. I choose you, he added softly. Even on your worst day. My voice shook. I'm scared. I know, he said. I swallowed. Say it again. I choose you. I nodded and whispered. Then I choose you too. He smiled like the sky had finally answered him. When I told Mia, she screamed. He proposed. Yes. I laughed nervously. She cried. You deserve someone who shows up. Always. My mom hugged me and said, I'm proud of the woman you've become. I'm still afraid, I admitted. Good, she said. That means you care. I stared at my ring that night and whispered, love doesn't have to burn. It just has to stay. But deep down something stirred. Like yesterday hadn't finished with me yet. Hold still, Mia whispered as she adjusted my veil. You're shaking. I'm fine, I said, staring at the mirror. I just need air. You look beautiful, she said. I swallowed. Do I look happy? She smiled too fast. You look ready. Outside the room, soft music floated through the hall like someone else's dream. My phone buzzed. I frowned. That's probably my mom. Mia rolled her eyes. She's already pacing like a storm. I picked up the phone. Unknown number. I never stopped loving you. I had no choice. Please don't marry him. The world went silent. My fingers clenched around the phone. No. No, no, no. Mia tilted her head. What is it? I stared at the number like it might blink away. It didn't. I know this number, I whispered. Her smile faded. From where? My voice broke. From him. She didn't have to ask which him. My chest tightened like a fist around my heart. My hands trembled so badly my phone slipped and hit the floor. Mia grabbed it. Is this a joke? It's not, I said. He's here. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I had to disappear. My family forced me. I tried to come back. Mia read it and went still. Another message. Unknown number. I love you. I always have. Please don't do this. I stumbled backward into the bathroom like the floor had tilted. Mia followed and shut the door. Sit, she ordered. I collapsed onto the tub lid and pressed my hands to my mouth. He left me, I choked. He never explained. And now he's doing this. Mia grabbed my shoulders. Look at me. I didn't. Another message. Unknown number. I can't lose you again. I whispered. You already did. My chest burned as if every breath were glass. I locked the bathroom door with shaking fingers. Mia stood in front of me. Read them out loud. My voice shook. He says he didn't have a choice. She crossed her arms. Everyone has a choice. I dropped my head against the wall. Why today? Because he's selfish, she snapped. Another message. Unknown number. I'm outside. My stomach twisted. Mia froze. Outside where? Here, I whispered. She shook her head. No. He knows. She grabbed my phone. Block him. I can't breathe, I said. He ruined you once, she said softly. Don't give him a second chance to do it again. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Let me see you. Just once. I slid down the wall to the cold tile and hugged my knees. Mia knelt beside me. Do you want to marry Ryan? Yes, I said, then hesitated. She leaned closer. Do you love him? I closed my eyes. Yes. Then why does this hurt so much? She asked. Because old wounds don't bleed quietly, I replied. Another message. Unknown number. I never stopped choosing you. I whispered. Then why didn't you come back? Mia took the phone from my hands. He doesn't get answers today. You do. Tears soaked the lace of my sleeves. I can't face Ryan like this, I cried. Mia held my face. Then walk down that aisle for yourself. I shook my head. My whole past is standing between me and the door. She whispered. That door leads forward. Another vibration. She turned the phone screen down. I hate him, I muttered. No, she said. You hate what he did to you. My heart beat so loud I thought it would tear through the dress. Mia stood and held out her hand. Are you going to let a ghost haunt your wedding? I swallowed hard. Outside. Someone laughed. Inside, I broke. I'm scared, I said. Mia smiled softly. Then you're exactly where you should be. I stood unsteady in white. And the past knocked through my phone. While my future waited on the other side of the door. I'll go, I told Mia, my voice thin as glass. Just once. She grabbed my wrist. Don't let him touch you. I won't, I promised, though my hands were already shaking. I stepped outside into the noise of arriving guests and saw him near the gate like a shadow that never learned how to leave. Ethan, I said. He turned. And my heart cracked again. You look different, I whispered. So do you, he replied. You look like someone I lost. I crossed my arms. You lost me when you left. He ran a hand through his hair. I didn't choose it. Then who did? I snapped. My mother, he said. Mrs. Carter owned my life. Still does in ways. I laughed bitterly. That's not an excuse. That's a name. You don't understand, he pleaded. She threatened to kill everything I loved. So you killed us instead? I shouted. He flinched. I thought I could come back. When? I demanded. After I died inside? Tears filled his eyes. I tried. She watched me. Controlled my bank. My phone. My every move. I shook my head. Then how are you here now? I got out, he said. 6 months ago. I've been looking for you since. For 6 months. I cried. And you waited for my wedding day? I didn't know, he said. I found out this morning. That makes it worse, I whispered. He reached for my hand. I pulled away like his skin burned. Don't, I said. You lost that right. He stared at me like I was already gone. I never stopped loving you. I laughed through tears. That's not love. That's memory. I dreamed of you, he said. Every night. Then why didn't you wake up? I screamed. Guests passed behind me, laughing and greeting, unaware my world was bleeding. He stepped closer. Please don't marry him. You don't get to say his name, I warned. I'll do anything, he begged. I'll fix everything. You can't fix years, I said. I can try, he whispered. I shook so hard my breath broke. I waited for you. Every night. I slept with your jacket like it was you. I whispered your name into a phone that never answered. His voice cracked. I was a coward. Yes, I said. And cowards lose brave women. He dropped to his knees. I stared at him, stunned. Ethan, I hissed. Get up. I can't, he sobbed. Not without you. I clenched my fists. You're on the wrong altar. He reached for my dress. I'll become better. Not fast enough, I replied. Tears blurred my vision. I'm getting married. His face shattered. No, he breathed. Yes, I said. To a man who doesn't disappear. He shook his head frantic. I can change. You already changed, I snapped. Into someone who lost me. I tried to walk past him. He grabbed at the air near my waist and stopped himself, empty-handed. I don't deserve you. No, I agreed softly. He looked up. But I need you. I swallowed the ache in my throat. No. You want me. There's a difference. Silence stretched until even my heartbeat sounded loud. I loved you, he said. I nodded. I know. And you loved me. I nodded again. Past tense. He stood slowly, broken. Is there really nothing left? I looked him in the eyes. There was once a home there. Now there was only ruin. Love that comes late, I whispered, is just regret wearing perfume. His tears fell freely. I'm sorry, he said over and over. I turned away before his sorrow dragged me back into yesterday. As I walked toward the door, my heart screamed. But my feet did not stop. Because loving him had cost me everything. And leaving him cost me only one thing. The illusion. Ryan was waiting near the doors when I came back inside. One look at my face and he said, Something's wrong. I swallowed. Everything is wrong. He stepped closer. Talk to me. So I did. I met him, I whispered. Outside. Ryan didn't blink. Him who? Ethan. His jaw tightened, but his voice stayed calm. What did he want? I looked at the floor. Me. Silence crushed the air between us. I rushed the words out before fear could stop me. He said he was forced to leave. That his mother controlled everything. That he never stopped loving me. He said he's been free for 6 months and looked for me. He begged me not to marry you. Ryan inhaled slowly. And what did you say? I told him I'm marrying you, I said, my voice breaking. I told him love that comes late is regret. Ryan nodded once. I'm glad you told me. My eyes filled. You're not angry? I'm scared, he admitted. But I'm not angry. I started to cry. I was afraid you'd walk away. He took my hands. I would never punish you for being honest. My heart is damaged, I whispered. I don't know if I can give you a perfect love. He pulled me into his chest. I don't want perfect. I want real. I still hurt, I confessed. I still get memories that won't shut up. He pressed his forehead to mine. Then we'll talk louder than them. My breathing slowed against him. I don't belong to my past anymore, I said, shaking. Not to his silence. Not to his guilt. Say that again, Ryan murmured. I don't belong to him. Ryan smiled softly. Then who do you belong to? I wiped my tears. Me. His arms tightened. Then today isn't about him. It's about you. Mia peeked through the door. You ready? I looked at Ryan. I'm terrified. He brushed my cheek. That's okay. Courage always walks in fear's shadow. I took a deep breath. I'm choosing myself. Ryan nodded. And I'm choosing you. The doors opened slowly. Music filled the air like a heartbeat. Mia squeezed my hand. You're not walking alone. I stepped forward. Each step felt like I was walking out of a storm. Whispers faded into nothing but the sound of my pulse and the weight of my dress. I saw rows of faces, smiles, expectations. But all I saw was Ryan. Standing. Waiting. Not disappearing. I reached him. He whispered. You made it. So did you, I replied. The man beside us cleared his throat. Do you take? I cut him off with a breath. Wait. Everyone stilled. I looked at Ryan. I need to say something. He nodded. Say anything. I turned my face to him fully. I was left once without a word. I believed I was unworthy of goodbye. I believed love was something that could vanish overnight. You taught me that love stays even when it's hard. My voice trembled. I don't promise perfection. I promise effort. I promise honesty. I promise to choose you even when my past tries to pull me backward. Tears slid down his cheeks. I choose you, I said. Not because I forgot yesterday, but because yesterday doesn't own me. The man smiled gently. Do you take this man? I do, I said without hesitation. Laughter rippled through the room. Ryan laughed through tears and said, I do too. 1,000 times. Rings were placed. Hands were held. When Ryan kissed me, it wasn't fire. It was shelter. Applause filled the air. Mia wiped her face and mouthed, I'm proud of you. My mother smiled like her heart could finally rest. Ryan whispered, You're safe with me. I believed him. Not because he promised, but because he stayed. As we walked back down the aisle, I glanced at my phone in my bag. For the first time, I didn't care if it buzzed. Because I had chosen something louder than the past. I had chosen myself. And in doing so I had chosen him. David called me on a quiet afternoon. I didn't think you'd answer, he said. I almost didn't, I replied. Why are you calling? Because you deserve the truth, he answered. About Ethan. I leaned against my kitchen counter. Say it. He hesitated. His mom lost everything. I frowned. What do you mean everything? The company, David said. The house. The accounts. I closed my eyes. And Ethan? He stayed too long, David told me. He trusted her. Then she burned him too. My voice went flat. That sounds poetic. It's not, he said. He lost his job. Then his girlfriend left when she found out how broke he really was. What girlfriend? I asked. Yeah, he exhaled. That one. I swallowed. Did he ever talk about me? Every time he drank, David whispered. You were the only name he couldn't swallow. Something twisted in my chest. He looked older, David added. Not in years. In fear. I stared at my wedding ring. He always said he'd be fine. He never was, David said. You were his only good decision. I laughed quietly. Then he made it badly. David sighed. He searched for you for years. Then why not sooner? I snapped. Because he waited for a right moment, David replied. And life never gives those. Silence fell between us. Do you hate him? He asked. I thought carefully. No. Do you forgive him? I don't know, I said. But I don't chase him in my dreams anymore. David smiled sadly through his voice. That's more than he has. I exhaled. What do you want from me, David? Nothing, he said. Just to tell you. You didn't ruin him. I felt tears threaten. I blamed myself once. You shouldn't, he replied. He had choices. He broke them all. I whispered. So karma found him. Not gently, David said. It broke in and rearranged everything. When the call ended, I stood in the silence and waited for a feeling. Victory? Regret? Even joy? None came. Only calm. Ryan walked in and asked, You okay? I nodded. I spoke to David. He raised an eyebrow. About Ethan? Yes. Ryan waited without pushing. You won't be jealous? I asked. He smiled faintly. Not of a ghost. He lost everything, I said. Job. Money. Stability. Ryan replied. And you gained yourself. I touched my chest. I used to think karma meant revenge. It means balance, Ryan said. You're alive. He's learning. I looked up at him. I don't feel powerful. You look peaceful, he answered. I laughed softly. Is that what winning feels like? Ryan kissed my forehead. No. That's what letting go feels like. Later, I stared at the sunset and whispered to the air. I didn't break you. The wind said nothing. But my heart stayed quiet. For the first time, I didn't wonder what he was doing. I didn't want to know. His story no longer lived inside of mine. And that felt like freedom. Karma hadn't knocked. It had rebuilt. Everywhere except my life. Mine was finally whole. My phone buzzed on a quiet evening while Ryan washed dishes in the kitchen. "Can you get that?" he asked. "My hands are wet." "Yeah," I replied, reaching for the phone without thinking. Then I saw the name. Or rather, the number. My chest tightened, not in pain, but in surprise. I opened the message. "I hope you're happy. I see now. I was the lesson." I stared at the screen as if it might speak again. Ryan leaned against the doorway. "Everything okay?" I inhaled. "It's Ethan." Ryan's face didn't change. "What does he want?" I read it out loud. My voice didn't shake. "He says I was the lesson," Ryan repeated gently. "No," I said. "He said he was." Ryan nodded once. "That's closer to the truth." I sat on the couch and held the phone in my palm. "He waited months to say that," I murmured. "Some people take a long time to understand loss," Ryan replied. I pressed my thumb against the glass. "What if he expects forgiveness?" Ryan joined me. "Then it's okay not to give it." "What if he expects a reply?" I asked. Ryan shrugged. "Silence is also an answer." I glanced at the words again. "I hope you're happy. I see now. I was the lesson." The past knocked softly. Not with pain, but with memory. I searched my chest for anger. Found none. I waited for sadness. It didn't come. "I don't feel anything," I admitted. Ryan smiled slightly. "That's not nothing. That's healing." I laughed quietly. "I used to cry when I saw his name." "And now?" Ryan asked. "Now I just see letters on a screen," I said. Ryan rested his arm on the back of the couch. "Are you okay with that?" I nodded slowly. "I'm more than okay. I'm free." I hovered my finger over the keyboard. Ryan said, "You don't owe him closure." "I know," I replied. "You don't owe him forgiveness either." "I know," I repeated. "You don't owe him a goodbye." I exhaled. I already gave him one. He just wasn't listening. Ryan watched my screen. "You don't have to delete it," he said. "I want to," I replied. I held the phone a little higher, like the moment mattered. Maybe it did. "Goodbye," I whispered, not to Ethan. To the girl who waited. To the girl who begged. To the girl who believed silence meant love. Then I pressed delete. The message vanished. No fireworks. No ache. No tears. Just space. Ryan shifted closer. "How do you feel?" I searched for the right word. "Finished," I said. He smiled. "That's my favorite emotion." I rested my head on his shoulder. "I didn't forgive him," I admitted. Ryan kissed my hair. "You forgave yourself. That's bigger." I watched the blank screen in my hand. No new messages. No ghosts. Just now. "I used to think closure came with answers," I said. Ryan squeezed my hand. "Sometimes it comes with peace." I stared at the wall and whispered, "I don't love him anymore." Ryan whispered back, "Good." I smiled. Not sad. Not relieved. Just whole. Silence filled the room. And for once, silence did not beg me to wait. It told me to live. "Hold my hand," I whispered to Ryan as we sat in the clinic room. "I'm holding it," he smiled. "I'm never letting go," the nurse said. "You ready?" "No," I said honestly. "But go ahead." The room filled with a soft, fast sound. Thump, thump, thump. I froze. Ryan whispered, "Do you hear that?" I laughed through tears. "I hear our forever." The nurse grinned. "That's your baby." I pressed my palm to my mouth. "My baby." Ryan kissed my forehead. "Our miracle." When we walked outside, the sky looked too blue for how full my chest felt. "I can't believe this," I said. Ryan squeezed my fingers. "I can." "What do you mean?" I asked. "I mean you earned this life," he replied. "Every piece of it." I glanced down at my stomach and whispered, "I thought love had left me once." Ryan smiled softly. "It just changed its shape." At home, my mom answered the door with worry in her eyes. "Everything okay?" I blurted. "I'm pregnant." She gasped. "Say that again." "I'm pregnant," I repeated. She cried, laughed, and hugged me at the same time. This is joy. Real joy. Mia ran in from the kitchen. Why are we screaming? I said, because I'm having a baby. Mia screamed louder. I called it. I absolutely called it. Ryan laughed. She did. Mia hugged me. You're glowing. I whispered. I'm terrified. Good, she grinned. That means you care. Later that night, Ryan and I sat quietly on the couch. I used to think happiness would feel louder, I admitted. Ryan leaned back. Happiness whispers. Peace sings. I watched his heartbeat through his shirt. I don't think about Ethan anymore. Ryan nodded. That's different from forgetting him. I remember him, I said. I just don't live with him. Ryan looked at me carefully. Do you hate him? I thought for a long moment. No, I said. I understand him. And that's enough. Enough to forgive? He asked. I shrugged. Not him. Myself. Ryan took my hand. That's all forgiveness was ever meant for. I smiled. I used to think forgive meant let them back in. Ryan shook his head. It means let yourself out. I rested my head against him. My story was never about him coming back. Ryan kissed my hair. Then what was it about? Me not going backward, I replied. He whispered. You didn't lose the man you loved. I looked up at him. I found the woman I became. We sat in silence that felt full, not empty. My phone buzzed. Ryan glanced at it but didn't ask. I picked it up and smiled. It was only a reminder to buy milk. I laughed. That's my kind of drama now. Ryan laughed too. I'll take it. The next morning, I stood in front of the mirror and spoke to my reflection. You survived, I told myself. Ryan appeared behind me. You conquered. I didn't win by hurting anyone, I said. You won by healing yourself, he replied. I turned to him. Say something brave. He smiled. You're going to be an amazing mother. I laughed nervously. That's terrifying. Ryan hugged me. So was loving you. And look how that turned out. We walked outside together and the sun warmed my skin like a promise. I whispered. He lost me the day he walked away. Ryan squeezed my hand. Say the rest. I found myself the day I stopped chasing ghosts. I finished. Later, I sat in the nursery that wasn't finished yet and spoke out loud. You won't grow up watching your mother beg someone to stay, I told my belly. You'll grow up watching her choose herself. Ryan stood in the doorway. Our child will know what love looks like. I nodded. Not loud. Not bright, he added. But real, I said. He walked over and placed his hand over mine on my stomach. You're already teaching. I smiled through tears. So are you. That night, I lay in bed and listened to Ryan breathe beside me. I thought about the girl who waited for a text that never came. I thought about the woman who walked down an aisle with a past pulling at her dress. I thought about the person I became when I chose not to answer. I'm proud of you, Ryan murmured half asleep. I whispered. I'm proud of me too. Silence wrapped around us like safety. Not the loud kind. Not the lonely kind. The kind that says the war is over. The kind that says home. I closed my eyes and let tomorrow exist without fear. This was not the ending I once begged for. It was better. It was mine.